Americans to get ahead and stay ahead. That is not my agenda.
It's a Thursday. Sanders and Clinton are going at it in the MSNBC Democratic candidate debate. I've been watching every single debate. Up to this point, I've seen every single debate, Democrat and Republican. I just really wanted to watch them all and really be as informed as one could possibly be by watching them all. And I haven't had a chance to watch most of them on television, but today we get to change that, which is nice. So we're having a salad, we're relaxing a little bit, and watching a debate. Remember when Bernie took Hillary camping? No, that's a commercial. Alright, so watched it. It was 2 hours. It's currently 11:21 p.m. It actually ended about 15 minutes ago, but the last 15 minutes was the post-debate coverage where 6 people sit in a semicircle in a chair and talk about what happened. Yeah, I guess I phrase that in a way to make it sound ridiculous and stupid. It's not particularly ridiculous and stupid, and sometimes that post-debate coverage on both sides is actually kind of interesting because they may draw, they may bring about points that you didn't consider, you didn't think about, partially because, like, it's their job to pay attention to that kind of stuff. This was a good debate. It was a really good debate, and this is coming from someone who is and tries to be and come across on the vlog as politically neutral. Like I said, I have been watching all of the debates, but this was a really good one, and I think it was mostly good because there were 2 people. There were 2 people, and especially having just seen the results from the Iowa caucus, I think it was Hillary 49.9 and Bernie 49.6 with half a dozen results decided by coin tosses, which is crazy, but it just goes to show how even this race is. In fact, I think they said that was the closest Iowa caucus results they've ever had, period, in the history of the U.S. So coming off of that momentum of holy crap, these people are close, to then going into a debate, it was a good debate, and because there was just 2 people, it actually gave them a chance to really speak freely and openly. In fact, at one point I forgot that it was even being moderated because the moderators just, for the most part, weren't there. There's been some other debates on both sides that I've seen where the moderators have to always, pipe in or whatever, and this was just not the case. It was just, we're going to let the candidates talk. And it went on for about 2 hours, so in theory they each got probably about an hour speaking time. The Democratic debates have seemed a little more civil than the Republican debates. Some of that does have to do with personality of the people, just because, for example, Trump, I'm not saying I'm pro or anti-Trump, but anyone who watches Trump knows that he kind of goes on the offensive. So I guess the feeling of animosity towards your fellow candidates or whatever is lessened in the Democratic one, but that's also largely because there aren't that many people. Like in the first, I think it was the first debate, and just the first debate, you had 2 other people. You had Jim Webb and Lincoln Chafee? I don't know. I just remember him as the guy that kept chewing on his lip, and it was like something like that. But they were only in the first one. And then O'Malley has been with them for the last few months, and then he's gone as of tonight. But when it was just the 3 of them, which it's kind of been for most of it, it's pretty civil, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that, it's just 3 of them. It's really easy to talk. But he finally left, and now that it's just Clinton and Sanders, it was the first debate that felt really like a debate. Like it felt like an actual debate. And when I think of the word debate, maybe you guys will agree, when I think of the word debate, I think of someone asking a question and then candidates giving their responses to that question. And it's largely been that on the Democratic side, but tonight was the first of any debate that it really felt like that. Once again, because there were 2 people. On the Republican side, it's been very, very different because there's so many people. I mean, at the beginning, there was a ton of people, and now I think it's down, I watched the last one. I think the last one there were 7. But even with 7, you can't ask a question and then say, what do you think? 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 Because they don't ever have time to ask like 5 questions. So instead what they do is they say, Trump, what do you think about this? Cruz, what do you think about this? Christie, what do you think about this? But they're completely different questions, and it ends up not feeling like a debate. So tonight was interesting because really I think it's the first debate that I've watched out of all of the debates, having seen them all, that felt like a debate. This debate was an actual debate. All the other debates were fake debates. Just getting that out there. Anyway, it's getting interesting now, especially seeing how Sanders and Clinton are so close. I'm really enjoying keeping up with everything in this political season, just as a bystander. Not even like, even if someone else out there is like completely politically neutral, it's just very entertaining. And I know there's some people that are quick to jump into it and say it shouldn't be entertaining. Because the stake of the country is at risk or whatever for people gaining power or whatever. And I understand what you're saying, but like from entertainment standpoint, it's not a good way to phrase it, but that general line of thinking. Like standing back and actually watching the whole process pan out, these are really interesting candidates, and they're very different candidates. I mean, if you consider the front runners, you've got Trump, Cruz, Clinton, and Sanders, and they're all very different people. Like, very different people. Sure, there are areas where they align on different things, but just watching them all, it's fascinating. And it's interesting to see how close it's going to be, because we've already seen, like on the Democrat side in Iowa, very, very close. There's people doing all sorts of data and analytics and stuff, and they're realizing how close that this could actually be. It's fascinating to watch, and it means a lot more to me as someone who has actually been watching since the very, very, very beginning. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you've been watching the debates, let me know. Maybe you're only watching one side. Maybe you're only watching them here and there. But if you are doing what I'm doing and actually watching all of them, regardless of side, let me know, because I want to know where my people are at. I had talked about this on the vlog a few weeks / months ago, but maybe that original vlog inspired you to maybe start watching them. So you don't have to go back and watch the old ones. Obviously now it doesn't really matter, but from here on out you could watch it. There's not very many left, so maybe you'll join me and watch the rest of the Republican and Democratic debates. I would tell you to talk about this specific one, but I know this vlog will get too late, so at that point it might be a little dated. So just talk about candidates in general. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?